Hi everybody. Well, this model is very close to being done. Hopefully one more post, but hopefully it might be others. I've been very busy around here with working on the house, getting the stuff cleaned up from the tornado, the 4th of July, going to my kids' house, you name it. Just been busy. The wheels are just stuck on there, which they sit real well, but they're not like put in place yet. I still got to put the sprocket and all that on there, sprockets, which I do have. I just kind of haven't done it. I'm still working on motor parts. Right now, on this one, I am making short exhaust stubs to hook up to the other exhaust, or the exhaust pipe. And did you see how big those welds were I did? Oh my god, that's horrible. That's terrible. Looked like some kid smeared it with mud. Anyway, yeah, if I welded that with pipe, I'd be fired. These are my little, what I'll do, what's the plan is I can shove the motor in and it'll collapse in. It actually worked. Unfortunately, I lost that part. Guess what? Yep, you guessed it. Spark plugs for the 6th time and last. Oh my gosh. The only thing I really got left to do is the rocker arms. And that's it. Then glue everything on that I got made. I got to make I think it's a clutch and gear shift lever for that's on the side of it. I had to remake. This is the spark plug conduit. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, the other one I couldn't find it, and then when I found it, it was broke. Somehow or another, some guy stepped on it, and most likely it was me. So I made a new one. The other one was made out of plastic, which made it. This little bits of solder that you see me flicking out there is I'm going to try to neatly solder in wires. And nothing wants to obey me. Sorry, it wants to focus on the nearest thing. I can't do anything about that. This gets painted red. And it's what at least seen on the photos. And World War I German aircraft had these red bars, conduits going through it also. So the period's right. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get a solid batch of. I still don't even have the wires stuck in the end yet. I'm trying to get a solid strand of wires to go down to the distributor or to the magnetos. And if I remember right, I didn't get that done. I made it out of something else. I'm not sure. So I'm over here cleaning this up. I won't bore you with a lot of it. And it didn't really clean up as nicely as I wanted it to. I like the plastic one better, actually. There we go. Yeah, I didn't file off a couple of wires. That's some pretty thin plug wires, ain't it? I'm going to paint it that red. Ta-da! The magic of science. They had brass holding clamps. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Obviously, I let this dry before I did this. Now, this is another part that fell off and never found. I believe it's where they turn the ignition switch on. It's up by the motor. I want to say the firewall, but there's no firewall. Yeah, it was. I made it out of brass. I can't find it nowhere. So, I decided to get really stupidly dumb with this one. So, there's a little switch and one on top. The one on the face of it, it moves either to the back or forward or left and right, I should say. And I thought I'd try this out of brass. It didn't work. So this little thing that holds it onto the car, the little mounting bracket, I'm drilling the hole out for a goofy wire. Right there it is. It's actually wire. I wish I could get sprue to bend that way. There. That's a piece of nickel. Really, really easy. And I needed a rounded shape. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean for you to see all that with my hand. What I'm doing there is I use that all to punch a hole and to make it taller on the other side. And what that does is let you be able to sand that metal off because it's higher than the rest on the other side. Notice I already got it gold. There's my little switch thing. I don't even know what it's called. I don't even know what the white's for. Oh, I got you. Boy, I waste a lot of paint. I know what I'm trying to do, but I couldn't get my hand. I'm doing a drop of white mixed with some yellow to put a highlight on the bolt head. It didn't quite work out like I had it work out on the Spitfire. And by the way, I can still bend the wire, which I had to do. Then go down to the magneto to turn it off and on. Now comes the clipping. I was going to try this out of foil tape, which I got a lot of. And I'm like, oh, God. It works, but it can be such a pain. And I really hate to say this. I want to get this thing done. So, I mean, I want it to turn out all right. It's not perfect. I'm not stupid. I can see my flaws in it. That's the first model I ever scratch-built car. Aircraft I made a lot of by hand. One ship. A lot of tank interiors. But I've always wanted to try scratch-building a tank. You know what the problem is? Tracks, unless you buy furrows. Anyway, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, that's that thing. Notice that little cup right down there. I'm trying to get it to comply with the curve of the whatever you call that thing. the golden thing, and I think I put some super glue on that. I didn't want to put it on the other thing, or on that, and I bought it. Yeah, everything but on the part. Trying to slip it over that. Notice I got it going the wrong way. That, hey, you got to turn it around. When you know I made the hole just slightly too small. I do manage to get it on there with the proper amount of force. Now it's crooked. Straighten it up. Man, this is... Yeah, what I got the speed set at. I hope this ain't 700 times the speed. This is turtle slow. Alright, there we go. Then the idea is you take a little bit of a pen or something and you scribble in something to make it look like there's writing. Not... Oh, yeah. I'm hooking up the plug wires. Yes, I got the firing order right. 2 plugs per cylinder. 1 mag covers 4 plugs. There's got 2 mags driven off the front drive for not only the mags, it also turns the water pump. There's a shaft between the accessory drive gear driven off the crank and that to the camshaft, and it's shaft coming out of there, goes into the first mag, goes through that mag into the water pump, and then it goes out the water pump and into the last mag. I'm quite sure that the oil pump in the back, that little brass thing by the flywheel, is actually driven off the back end of the cam. That was added way later. They did not have it was all splash method. So I wonder if they changed anything internally, like dippers or anything on the crank or on the rods or cranks or something. You guys know what I mean, right? Like a Briggs & Stratton has this huge shark fin that goes around and around. Sorry, you get to look at my knuckles again. Boy, it's been hot here. I know it's been hot everywhere, no matter where you go. No matter what country, what continent, it has been really hot here until yesterday and today. It's actually 75 today. It was really nice. Yesterday was 80, and that was really nice. But then we were lucky. We were supposed to hit over 100. Never made it yet. So it was miserable, but I was working outside on my 2 cars, my son's Jeep and my other son's Ford pickup, who dropped a ball joint, sheared the CV shaft, find out it's a weird model run from Ford, so we had a hard time finding a new CV shaft. Notice I am knocking some of those wires loose. Now I'll go back and I believe I use a marker to paint these. Anyway, I don't care how they turned out. These babies are coming on there. Must have lost one. Be hitting the. And if I remember right, I got the little crud things off the ends of the. You'll see it on the ends of the spark plugs, which actually I'm gonna have to hit them with a little bit of silver because that's where they clamped. They were the clamping kind with a nut and bolt. Yeah, this actually didn't work out bad. I found some mistakes I did with this engine besides the thing being too tall, and not by much, but like this is about 4 inches too tall in real life. I didn't make the water jacket wide enough, or from the top to the bottom. I should have made it a little wider, and that's where I lost or I gained the height so much. And I also think there's other things, but anyway, I can blame everything I want, but I'm the one making it. I should be thinking this through, but now I'm making ones going down into the magnetos. So that one thing, the gold thing, I think is a starting coil because they have a crank inside, and I think they start that up, and that throws a charge of juice, at least on aircraft, across all cylinders. And they got one top dead center already primed. They got priming caps, which haven't been added yet. I got grease caps I haven't added yet. I have them made. I haven't added them yet. So, yeah, weird. I mean, it's been a fun build. It's also been, I mean, look, I don't know how many times did I redo the spokes. I don't know how many times. Yep. That piece of tape is actually, I keep it on there until that thing is set for sure. And I used something that didn't work to hold it on there, so I had to just go with plain old super glue. And it really kind of made me mad because I was using an epoxy, and all it did was stay sticky. And so obviously it's bad. I got to throw it away because I did mix the proper amount. So I say. These are little brass bolts I picked up because they had brass nuts on the hubs, and I polished them up and that's what it kind of looks like now. And the tape's going to be gone because it's going to get straps and hopefully other things. So anyway, thanks for watching. It's still not done. Have a good day.